Hi folks, so I just want to do a bit of a video on watering citrus. Particularly this is a seedling, and this is actually a sweet lime. You can see that these upper leaves, it's always the upper leaves that start to droop, and you can feel they just feel a bit lifeless, and it's not actually too much of a problem to let it go into a little bit of a droop. It's always better to be on the dry side, but what I want to try and do is a bit of a time lapse just from watering, and then it usually doesn't take very long for those leaves to pop right back up once they get the water flowing back into them. But I'd say I often just leave my trees, my seedlings in particular, to get to this sort of state, and they just let you know when they need water, and you don't even have to look at the soil. You can look at that tree and go, that is ready to have a water. Let's just have a bit of a closer look. Like I say, you can see these upper leaves, and they just feel a bit lifeless, and so I don't like to let it go much beyond that, but I'm gonna give that a water, and then I'll do a bit of a time lapse, so or try anyway. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just watering the tree, just jug of water, nice and deeply watered, until you get water coming out the drainage holes. Let's just leave that and see how we get on. Okay, there we go. So you can see that that really hasn't taken long at all to go back to being a healthy, well tree. That's taken about 10 or 15 minutes, and those leaves are back to how you'd expect them to be. So that is a cycle I really try and get into. Just let them get into a little bit of a wilt, and then water them, and they jump straight back up. And it doesn't hurt the tree at all to just go in a slight wilt. You don't want to leave it too long, but there you go. I mean, quite often you see trees like that, and it's easy to panic and go, I need to fertilise it, I need to move it, it's not getting enough sun. In this case, it really was just a case of it just needs some water. So there you go. One thing I will say is, you can see there, this tree's got a saucer underneath it. Make sure that there is no standing water in that saucer, because that can lead to root rot. So I just pour that water away. How often do I water it? To be honest, I probably water this a couple of times a week. At the moment, we're in autumn, and this tree's kept indoors. A lot of factors affect when you need to water and how often you need to water. Your soil is the main one. It's a fairly well draining soil, but there's still quite a lot of sort of compost in there that'll hold water. The plant is quite tight in the pot. It's pretty root bound, so that'll be taking water fairly quickly. You know, a lot of things affect it, just how much sun it's getting, the temperature. You really just get into a habit of knowing what your tree needs. So there you go. That's a little video on how to water citrus plants, particularly so seedlings. This one was germinating about February. It's now late October. So what's that? 10 months? 9, 10 months old? Something like that. So thank you for watching anyway.